Difficulty hitchhiking in China?
And my last time doing it.
Well, I've hitchhiked in China. I must admit that came with difficulties. For my first ride today, I waited for well over an hour before a car suddenly pulled up next to me. But even so, the driver explains to me that he's going to a town in the other direction, but tells me there's a highway straight to my destination, Beijing, from there, with many cars going in that direction. So I agree to go along. This man is driving his twin sons back to their hometown. He further explains that this town is an alpine resort town with an unusually high concentration of skiing resorts. In fact, the highest in China. That's why it was a venue for the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. But even in summer, the town retains some popularity as a vacation destination due to its milder summer temperatures, especially compared to the sweltering humid summers in South China. This turned out to be worth the wait because he buys me some iced tea for the hot weather and decides to go a further 20 kilometers just to take me to the highway entrance where I can catch my next ride, which I was extremely thankful for and amazed by the kindness that exists among some strangers in this big world. The next wait was over 30 minutes. There may not have been many cars, but they were only going in one possible direction. Eventually, I catch a ride in the back of a van. For the next 2+ hours, the journey traverses the mountainous terrain in Hebei province on the outskirts of Beijing. Hitchhiking isn't easy in China because hitchhiking is a travel method not well known in China. This is because the country's transport network is very well developed by train, bus, shared transport, or flight. So most drivers don't easily stop simply because they may not know what you're trying to do. Even when holding a sign, many still drove right past me, and I did notice sunglasses as a sign, but even that may not have been enough time for most drivers to register what's happening, and this proved true after getting dropped off at a rest stop and trying to hitch my next ride. For the next 40 minutes, there were many cars getting back on the highway. The driver who eventually stopped actually stopped far ahead of my position, nearly before the highway starts, risking blocking the path of other drivers as they invite me in. That's possibly because it took some time for the driver to register what I was doing and then decided to pick me up, extending the car stopping distance. And this proved to be true because the driver said this was his first time seeing someone hitchhiking. The driver is another man driving his family, this time his wife and sleeping young daughter, driving back to Beijing from coincidentally the same starting point as me, Zhangjiakou in Hebei province. At one point, the wife jokes that as the daughter wakes up, she strangely notices that the car is an additional passenger. I asked him about how to get around Beijing, as most of the 1 hour plus trip to the other side of the city is taken up by navigating traffic in this massive city. The driver tells me more about his background, having just finished college in Seattle, USA, and is about to continue studying at an English university in Japan. We talk about shared experiences of studying and living overseas and about China, all in Chinese of course. Eventually my long journey comes to an end. They drop me off at a hotel in Beijing and bid goodbye. This also marks the end and goodbye for this entire hitchhiking journey for me. My journey still continues, but without hitchhiking anymore, entering a new phase as the time has come for me to wind down. I'll still be updating my journey with more posts, so stay tuned for that.